Okay, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to class again. You know, so today is all about authentication in React. Can anyone hear me and see my screen clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
authentication in simple terms is like a security man in physical life trying to know who a person is before he grants he or she access to an environment. So think of it as a um, access control tool, in your applications. So authentication is actually a universal word. The React is just because we are being focused on what we are doing. So in scenarios where we'll be building, we want to have a system that checks if a data is correct or not. If the data is not correct, you will not be granted access into the app. Going forward, you would have a kind of a security check that actually acts as an interface between the app and the user. That's just what it means. Now, what is that security check? The authentication system in place. Now, going further, this is our project being done already. We have, I would actually add Tailwind to this so that for those of us that had issues with Tailwind in our assignments would actually catch it up. Now, this is how it looks like. Raw app, your name, email, and password, and sign me up. This one is for sign, then click sign in. So this is for signing, and then this is for sign up. That's for those that don't have accounts. Now let's go to our code and then add Tailwind and then continue. So for adding Tailwind, for those of us that had the difficulties adding Tailwind, when you want to add Tailwind, the first thing you should do is install Tailwind. And how do you install Tailwind? All you need to do is write npm install npm install Tailwind CSS at latest. Then you press enter and you wait for it. You wait for it to install. Why am I getting an error? npm, let me run that again. Npm install Tailwind. Okay. All right. So it's installed. The next thing we'll do is to configure it on our app. So npx tailwind. You can take note of the commands. Npx tailwind space. So this would create our configuration file in our project. So we are expected to have an output file in our project after installing. npx tailwind -i src. What's wrong? What's wrong? Come on. What is wrong? This is obviously correct. Am I missing something? Let me run this. Okay, I run npx tailwind.
Even has changed their documentation.
It's not on their documentation. Don't worry, I did this morning. I did this same thing this morning with one of us. So most times I may be missing something. Index.css. Comment. Is my network disturbing?
I think it's the network, sir.
Yeah, so I'm observing. Because when I ran the first, even when I started the installation, the first one did not install. But let me see. Output.css. Most times it makes you feel like you don't know what you're doing. npx install. Let me just confirm this. Let me copy this and make sure that okay, I'm doing the right thing. Let me paste
Yeah,
this
correct.
on Google. Yeah, I just want to confirm so that it doesn't seem like okay. All right. Output of CSS. Let me know now what is where I'm getting it wrong. I'm supposed to get an yeah, I'm correct. So ah so this is the issue most times. You might be having problem. You can see that running it for the third time, it actually installed. This was the same thing I ran like 2 times now, it's showing me error. So most times the fault might not be from you. The fault might be from either your network or you're missing out on something. Every single thing I've been typing is correct. The third time it ran successfully. So now the next thing I will do is go inside I'll configure it now. So you go inside your index.css and import tailwind. So I'll come here, let me bring this down, clear this entire one, import import tailwind css. Invalid declaration how? Oh sorry, I missed to use the ads. Alright. So when you import it on your index.css, you now come inside your app.js. That's the last thing you do. You come inside your app.js and now import the output.css. Import so you import look at my output.css. I'll now import it. Now I think I'm done. So I'll check my work. Let me reload it. Okay, I've not npm start this work. I don't expect it to load. Me start it. npm start. Okay, you can see Tailwind is now working. So we have a login page. This is the login page. Why is this firing up my okay, maybe I'll do that personally. So this is the login page, and this is um the sign up page. So I'll come here. I don't have an account on this. I don't have an account. Let's say this is Facebook, TikTok, or something. I don't have an account. I'll walk us through how everything was being done, but let me just let me show you the use case of this application. So I would come here and then type my name. What is my name? Simi. Simi. Then I'll come here and then I'll type my email. I'll come here and then I'll type a password. Let me show us the password. The app is not one kind of big app, so let me just use the password called dearest. So let me not forget this. This is my password. This is my name. This is my username. Sorry, this is my email. And I'll click on sign me up. So I received a prompt, welcome to the family, and then it redirected me to the login page. So let me enter that same email I used in registering. Now remember, dearest is my password. Dearest is my password. Dearest. Now imagine me using, if I use dear, let me just use the let me just use only dear, and then let me click on enter. It says wrong email or password. Try again. Now let me try to use the main password called dearest. Dearest, which is the main password. It will now take me inside, because you can see welcome to my house. Hello Timi. Timi is my username. So for each user that puts in his username, it would use, so you can see you successfully entered this house. Living room, kitchen, bedroom. Then once you click on, currently now I'm inside Timi's house. So if I click on leave his house, it will take me back to the login page. Now, this is how authentication works. For you to actually build an authentication system, you need to be able to put all these checks together. I shouldn't be able to access your app directly. The app itself is that Timi house. So this is the app itself. Dearest, right? Dearest. Dearest. So dearest, enter the house. So this is the app itself. But authentication is there to actually check who and who is entering this house, which is the app itself. Let's go to the code and then understand how the code flow works. Now, we created three component files. What are these three component files? The three component files are, we created a component folder, which we are all conversant with this. So you create your component folder, and inside the component folder, you create your component files, which is the login page, the register page, and the welcome page. So you can see for each of these, this one is the welcome page, this is the login page, and this is the register page. You can see, so we have three component files in this project, which were totally created. Now, for the app.js, let's start with the register page. Now, for the register page, the register page is where someone would sign up. This is where someone will sign up. So let's break it down line by line. Let me try to expand this. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is it. So first things first, you import React and use states at the same time, because you need to store data and manage data in this sense. What is the function of use states? You would use states to be able to store users' data. Everybody that will register on the register page, you will store that data using use state, and then use that same data when they want to log in. That is the function. Now you're now seeing things that you were taught and their functionalities. So use state would handle that. So you need to import it. Now the next thing is to create your the sign up function. To create the sign up function, this sign up function will act as a place to store in each of these data you would be bringing in. So first things first, we have the form data and the set form data, and you store them into use states, which is name, email, and password. What will this name, email, and password be doing? They'll be storing in each of these details that will be collected from the user. Sorry, just a second, let me drink water. Okay, so like I said, import React use state from React. This particular line, what it does is it's like a special memory box tool, that helps to remember things for us, like what the user typed into the form, the register form. It is going to be that thing that will store it. The next thing we have is the const register page. And what does this const register do? It is this starts our sign up page function. It receives the data. So this const register you're seeing receives the data. This const register page, you can see stored in this variable and then like a function receives the data from the user. Then this const form data sets form data is storing our data into use state, keeping it in use state so that we can be able to use it on different occasions. Okay, so going further, we have the const handle input change. This const handle input change, what does it do? The const handle input change actually helps to run when someone types in the form. So if you type in anything into the form, it actually helps to store the data into a memory that it can be used. We have the set form data prev. Now this set form data prev also it also performs a kind of a logic where it holds whatever you type in, it stores it and then keeps it. Now when you come on it stores it for the login page. So whenever you go on the login page to actually type in whatever detail there, it will tell the login page that, see, this particular data is in my hand, so you can allow the person. I think there's a form data. Now, this form data I've seen is like a magic notebook. It's like a notebook that keeps track of whatever the user is typing. So whatever is being typed, this form data keeps track of it. This set form data is what inputs details into the use state. Going further, this set handle this set handle change works like this. Whenever someone types into this, this is the registered page, right? So whenever someone types inside these boxes, it acts like an update. It will help update the data that's been typed into inside of it. It helped to I'm just giving us a review of every single thing in our code and how our app works, Then we have the cost handle submit. What this function does is to help prevent reloading. It helps to stop reloading, like let the page not be refreshing when you're typing in. It helps to also show that the page is working. It also helps to clear old message when you refresh. Now the next thing is our results. When you are done and you click on it, it makes a call to the fake API to register your data. But then we have the set timeout. When you're done typing and you click on sign up, it makes a call to the fake API, and then there's a timeout of 2000 milliseconds. Whenever I see 2000 milliseconds, just know that you have limited time. So this 2000 milliseconds will actually aid. It's a set timer. Set timeout was set to 2000 milliseconds so that you are redirected to the login page. But if there's an error, this catch, just like I thought, the catch error method actually catches an error and sends you a message that it cannot register you. What this, what the return, all of this return actually works. It returns the output you can see, like the styling, the boxes, and all of that, the background. That's every single thing you put inside your return, and then you export it. You export it below. Now we have the, let's go back to the login page. Let's go back to the login page. Now the login page works this way. The login page, you would create the same way you did use states. Now this use state will receive data from the register page. So every single detail that you passed in at the register page, it would receive it and then store it in use state. Now, when it stores it, it now awaits your inputs. It now awaits your input. So when you input whatever you input and it does not match with what you put on the register page, that with the data that the register page is holding, it won't allow you into the app. It won't allow you into the app. Going further, I'll still come back to this. Going further, we also have the app.js, which is where every single thing passes. We also have our welcome page. Yes, we also have our welcome page. This welcome page actually acts like, okay, this is the main app itself. This is where every single this is where we want the user to actually be, living room and all of that. This is actually where the app resides. Our app.js is like a bridge that bridges our component file to the app itself. So all the pages we've created, the register page, the login page, welcome page, the app.js houses them. The app.js houses them. Now, I didn't explain in depth because I created this on my own. I would love to code out this live, like build from scratch, which we'll do tomorrow. We'll create a API service tomorrow, our own API service. That API service would take on a project. I'll look for a project we can take on maybe before tomorrow. We'll create our own API service. That API service would actually act as a database. We don't have any existing back end. We are not learning back end, it's front end we are yet to do. So we'll just get a API, one of these free API services from dummy JSON data and all of that, and use it. Now, we'll create our own pages and then make calls to these APIs. If the data does not align with what is there, you would see every single thing you're being taught. You'll see authentication. I just showed us a brief review of what authentication is all about and what you would do for this week. But bear in mind, authentication is all about having accredited data for any user who is about to use your application, if you're to allow them or not. With that comes the end of our class. Does anyone have any question?
Yes, I do.
Go on.
Can you go back to one of the components you created? I think
All right. Okay. This is one.
No.
Welcome page is also a component.
Yeah, I know. The other.
Okay, you need the login page.
Yeah, I think it's in the login page that I saw that thing.
Okay.
Can you scroll down? Yeah, this handle input change. So this E, what's that E? That is in brown.
So the handle input change actually it works. So you've heard about what perfect example can I use? It involves updating the state, the current state. So what it means is let me go on my app. Now if you look at this, if you look at every single one of these, what it does is it actually handles input changes effectively. Like on your forms, when you want to create and store in an input value, what it does is it helps to create a function to handle input changes over time. It updates the states over time. I'm trying to make it look very simple so you understand. Let me look for a perfect example. But then in summary, just know that the handle input change and the E you're seeing there is called event. The E you're seeing there is short form for event. So when you see E there, don't think it's egg or something, it's called event. And what it does is it handles updating the state variables over time. As simple as it is, ABC, you're typing here, like thousands of people will come on your app and be typing their names. And what it does is it will be handling the data and be sending them to the states. That's it. Just be sending it to the states, sending it to the states, be interacting with the states that have been set and be sending it down there. That's as the name implies, handle input change. So whatever data is being entered, it is entering it into the state for storage. It is just sending it there. The E there stands for event. Does it make sense? Do you have a brief understanding? If not,
Yeah, I understand now.
thank you. Does anyone have any question?
Sorry, sir. I saw that you didn't do any styling except that you imported.
I did. I did. I did already, but I did not have Tailwind installed.
Okay. Okay.
I send you
Thank you, sir.
message for WhatsApp. Hello, sir.
Eh? Go on. Somebody is asking. See the stylings. Who asks questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, sir. So what I wanted to just confirm is, once I install and I style, it will pick it.
Yes.
Because I was having issues. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. That comes the end of our class. Tomorrow we'll cover creating a fake API. Don't mind the name called fake. I think I need to teach API so that we understand. I need to teach API tomorrow. Yes, I need to teach API tomorrow and then make us understand API in depth. Then also we'll create an API, then do a little project just like we've seen today. So see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day. Yes, attendance. Thank you. Let me do that now. Yeah, you can actually sign in your attendance now. Doing that right away.